Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been another week and positive regression this time. And the main thing I want to focus on is actually two topics today. I want to focus on the dividend gains that I have, the potential growth of a dividend that I'm holding, and also some news about 3M because they've been all over the news. And I know we briefly touched on them in a past video, but I really want to dive into them as to why I still really like that stock and why I think the future is bright for them. But before we go into any of that, the first thing I do want to say is I've got my first payout of dividends. And to many people, 48 cents means literally nothing. But to me, it is a start and it is a progress that I've been wanting to see now since I started doing this. I don't care if it was 1 penny, 48 cents, which it is now, or even more. To me, this is the sign of growth. And this is what keeps me excited. It keeps me focused on what I'm doing. Now, you're not going to see from my account if you follow this channel that I'm going to have thousands in dividends in the next 6 months, year, 2 year, 3 years. It's just not going to happen. Financially, I can't put that much money into this account unless something drastically changes. But what I wanted to show anyone that is watching, that it doesn't matter what you have. It is never too early or never too late, to invest. And there's no dollar amount you must meet to invest. You can invest with as little as $50 and as much as whatever you can dream of. But to me, this 48 cents is a huge milestone, and it's just the start of what's going to be coming down the pipe. And I'm truly excited. Now, what I wanted to show was, as I mentioned before in two previous videos, I was looking at Carnival and Wells Fargo. Well, I did go ahead and purchase both. I've got about 1.5 shares of Wells Fargo currently, and with the Carnival, I'm at about 1.6. And I still feel both are great stocks. Yes, they've gone down. Their gains, not important to me at all. But I did get those purchases like I told you I was going to. Also, one other thing I wanted to talk about is, and I'll explain this, I'm going to be making the video very shortly on this because I know I've touched about it now, I think in 2 videos, talking about how I was able to transition my slices into individual pies instead of how they were originally stacked on my profile. And I did have to email the M1 Finance. And unfortunately, as you'll see in the email, it does restart all of the gains and everything that you've had, gains, losses, everything along those lines. It doesn't really matter to me. It's the start of a portfolio, so that doesn't really affect me or bother me. But what I wanted to say was the one stock that I know everybody has probably been hearing about, reading about, or mainly just catching a little wind of is 3M in the last few months now, as their stock has continued to fall. But now with this coronavirus, there's potential that the stock may be upticking because of things that they produce that'll help out their company. And I'm going to go into that a little bit later. I've actually got an interview with the CEO from 3M that I really want to show you because to me, it shows just why I think this is a stock that will continue to do well. But there's also another article that was written on Seeking Alpha that is written by somebody by the name of Harvesting Dividends. And I've been following them for probably about a year and a half now. And they are usually very good when it comes to predicting how a dividend yield is going to do. And they actually project that in the next by February that you should see an increase in the dividend yield of 3M, which to me is exactly what I expected because for the last let's see exactly what the article says. You see the dividend manufactured of a multitude of products, including items under the Post-it, Scotch, and Nextcare brands. And has boosted its payouts for 6 decades. And that was the case. We looked at, in a previous video, we looked at their dividend yield and dividend history. And he basically goes into why he feels that there'll be an increase. And it's from $6 to $6.06. But to me, that's simply showing the increase of the dividend that I've wanted to focus on when it came to stocks I was purchasing. Yes, 6 cents is minimal, but 6 cents and an increase is something that is a positive for any dividend investor. And if his prediction comes true, which I said a lot of the ones I've followed over the year that I've been following it now tend to come to fruition just from his knowledge with the stock market. It's something that I am really excited about with 3M, and that's why I've held on to them. And that's why everything that's been going on with their stocks falling and their stocks kind of bouncing around the market, it doesn't worry me with this stock because as the dividend investor, It's something that just grabs my interest and keeps me interested in why I really want to do this and why I really want to keep them in my portfolio. Honestly, that's the main reason. But there, like I said, there was an interview on CNBC that I wanted to show with the CEO, Mike Rohn. And just listen to what he says. Let me go back to the point that I want to address. It's at the 7:12 mark, really. They ask him about the coronavirus right now in China.
Like there's a epidemic. Some people fear could be a pandemic. How many plants do you have making masks? And are they making them 24/7?
With the coronavirus, the way things are moving forward, our focus is ramping up our production as quickly as possible to meet the demand. And we're working with customers and government agencies, health organizations in China and outside of China to really meet their demands. And in that process, we are ramping up demand in all of our sites, all of our production sites around the world. And we have production in China, we have production in Asia, in Europe, in the US. And so that's the focus from us. Our personal safety team is very experienced with this.
Right.
And they are responding well and working, I think, very effectively with everybody who has the biggest needs.
Do you have any idea?
Now, as he was just talking about, the coronavirus for them, especially with their mask production, sorry about that, is something that they're switching a lot of their focus to. But you'll see in the next part of this video is they bluntly ask him the next steps. I'll let it play itself out.
Idea what the ultimate demand would be or what you need to ramp production up to?
Well, we are ramping to full production. We're going 24/7, and we're supplying into the market where government officials
well, in
and
China,
customers
there's clearly potentially going to be a shortage. Are you having trouble getting your workers in China to the factories? Has that become an issue at all for you?
We continue to operate that plant, full production, and we're ramping that up. It wasn't quite at full production when we started the year. Now it's ramped up, and I would say we also our employees in China are really part of the solution, donating respiratory protection as a company, donating respiratory solutions into the market as well.
At the same
So, as I was saying, as much as I hate using the coronavirus as an ability to show growth for a company, because I would never want to use a virus or an illness for that, 3M has its hand in so many different avenues, as you would say, that they work with. And the production of this masks is just one of those income sources that they produce that when is necessary, they can ramp up production and help out those in need. So this is really why I like 3M. 3M as a company itself has so many products that they work with or that they are a part of that I do not see there being a serious problem in the future with them or any reason for them to cut their dividends. It's history has shown that this isn't something 3M does, and because of this, I truly think that 3M is a stock that if you do not already own, would be one that I would myself say you should pick up. Again, I am no financial advisor as it stated before the video. I'm simply someone that does this as entertainment. The decisions I make should not sway anything you're making. Please do your own research on anything you see, read, or hear, because you need to back any stocks that you want to individually invest in. I really enjoy 3M. I think it's a great company. I think it's got a great future. As a dividend investor, I think it's ideally and realistically one of the best that you can have. And that's why I'm going to stick to it. But please do not just take my word as gospel. Please do your own research and see if it's something that fits into your portfolio and something that you really want. So that was just this video. The main reason I wanted to was to address 3M because they have been all over the place with their stocks. And the coronavirus has caused a lot of problems in the market recently. It's starting to uptick itself back up. But the coronavirus is having its effect on the market, which is expected. But 3M has so many different branches that even when it comes to problems like the coronavirus, they've always got something in their repertoire or on their belt that they can use to continue to grow the company. So that mixed with the showing of my first ever earned dividends is the purpose of this video. And if you like this video and you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please feel free to drop a sub and drop a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, gets this to more people. In the 2.5 weeks I've been doing this now, we've already got more subscribers than I thought I would have. We've had more views than I thought I would have ever had. And I truly appreciate anybody that's coming along this journey with me and following this channel. I would love any criticism in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll gladly answer them. And beyond that, thank you and come again.